Hi you guys, this is Jamie from Whatever's Clever Boutique, and Valentine's Day totally snuck up on me, so I quickly threw together a tutorial and I hope you guys love it. This tutorial is going to include how to do a super fun glitter booty as well. So I will start by saying I am so sad I lost a whole bunch of footage of me glittering tumblers. So this is actually not the tumbler we're using today, but I wanted to show you the process because I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm going to use UV resin for my glitter application. So I put a little more UV resin than I would regular epoxy on the tumbler and spread it all out like I normally would. And then I just take my glitter and sprinkle it right on like regular epoxy application until it's fully covered. Then we're going to go in with our UV lamp. I actually got this one recommended by Nikki from the Steel Magnolia, and that is going to cure our tumbler. I basically let my tumbler spin on the turner and then let that lamp hit it for about 5 minutes. So the glitter that I used was Millennial Junior from KSRESIN, and I used a 32-ounce plump from the Steel Magnolia. So that is what the tumbler actually looks like. So now that I have 2 coats of epoxy on that, I'm going to go in with this really pretty rose vinyl from Banff Custom Creations. And I got this hinge method tip from actually one of my subscribers. I believe her name is Miley. And it would have worked great, but I moved my hand as I was going to apply it, as you saw there, so it shifted on me. But I'm super excited to try that method again, where you cut off that hinge and then reapply the backing so you can line your vinyl back up. And then you peel that little piece that you cut off when you're ready to lay it. So I applied it to the tumbler, and now I took this really cool tool that I got on Etsy, and basically it cuts your vinyl straight. There's nothing that bugs me more than using my X-Acto knife and not having a perfectly straight line. So this tool is absolutely amazing. It's basically like a vinyl cutter, but for a tumbler. And I didn't cut it all the way, so I had to trim it there on the bottom, but how amazing is that? Then I take my X-Acto knife and kind of pop any bubbles. And now I'm going to go in with my decal. This is also from Banff Custom Creations. It says Hugs and Kisses. And I'm going to kind of hinge method this one as well. I'm going to take a little bit back and cut off a little piece so I can line it up where I want on the tumbler. And then I'll remove that backing. And just be sure to press that down really well so you don't get any air bubbles. And here it is under 1 coat of epoxy. How pretty is that glitter, you guys? Now let's move on to our glitter booty. Today we're going to use Expo in 1776 from Peachy Olive Glitters as our glitter booty glitters. Tongue twister. Now I'm going to take my UV resin, put a little bit in each of the cups. I had a little bit left from the last time. And then we're going to add in our glitters and then stir those up. I'm going to have Expo be that little ring around the outside. So I'm going to slowly just direct it in there. And then I've been feeling risky the last few times, and I've been doing both of these at the same time, which if you get one glitter into the other area, it gets real messy and it's not fun, but I've done good so far, so here I am doing it again. So I get both those glitters laid in there and spread out, and then I'm going to take my little lighter and just pop any of those air bubbles. Then I'm going to cure it with my UV lamp for about 90 seconds. Once that's cured, I'm going to take my little Mizu Doodle tag and add a little dot of epoxy in the middle of my glitter booty and lay that tag down, and then go in and cure that for another 60 seconds. Once that's cured, I apologize, this is a little hard to see, my hand was in the way, but now I'm just going to fill up that whole cavity with just the plain UV resin to add kind of a clear sealed top to it. Then I'm going to take my lighter and pop those air bubbles and cure that for, I did this one for quite a while. I'd say I did it for roughly 2 minutes. And then we have our really cute glitter booty for this tumbler. Now, personal preference here, I really like the way the pinstriping looks to separate vinyl and glitter. So I'm going to do that here as well. I know I've done it a few times, but I took this really pretty metallic red pinstriping and added it to the top and the bottom of the vinyl lines. And once I finished with that, I went in with the really fine black pinstriping and basically did a double layer over top of that metallic red. Once I finished that, I felt like I just needed a little bit more, so I basically added a shadow line with that same pinstriping just above the regular pinstriping line to basically just shadow inside the vinyl, if that makes sense. But I really love the effect that it gave once I got that applied. And here's what our pinstriping looks like. Like I said, I really love how it turned out. After this, I'm going to go in with 2 final coats of epoxy and our tumbler is done. It is so easy. Like I said, Valentine's Day totally snuck up on me, so I'm sorry this wasn't more in depth as far as design goes, but it's a great beginner design. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this tutorial was helpful or can help gain you some inspiration for future tumblers. If you would like to see more, feel free to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button if you'd like to be notified of future tutorials. I have a new makers group on Facebook where we can come together and give each other inspiration and ask questions and things like that. If that's something you're interested in, I will link below, as well as all of my social medias, website, discount codes, all of that fun stuff. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and thank you guys so much for another week of watching my tutorial. See you next Sunday.